Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in this part of the world. Cheers. Time to get busy on Soulful Saturday. This is the Daily Dish Show. Of course, this is where we're putting vibrancy back into your everyday life, heart, mind, body, and soul. Welcome aboard. Let's get busy. We recognize that women are not just a jean size, not just the color of their lipstick, but they are a whole person. And when we start to honor that and recognize that we are whole people, walking around in these bodysuits, we have souls, we have minds, we have hearts, we have families, connections, all of the above. When we connect with all of this, that's when we start to really click and get the vibrancy back in our lives. Hey, Carla, good to see you. Amber, good to see you too. Come on in. I am drinking hot melt mix. Hello, Jane and Beverly. Hot melt mix is fabulous. I don't know if any of you are drinking this, but I'll tell you what, this is electrolytes on steroids. It does the trick. It makes you feel good. I like feeling good. How about that? There's Jenny. Anyway, we're going to be talking about being true believers. And no, this is not going to be a, evangelical kind of a tent revival here. We're going to talk about being true believers in ourselves today. That's what we're going to talk about. It's something that's near and dear to my heart, and I have a lesson here that is something that I have learned recently that I really want to share with you. Hi, Anna. Hi, Yolanda. Good to see you. Come on in. I'm sure I missed somebody, and if I missed you, don't think for a minute that I haven't seen you. I see you all the time. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't take that lightly that you're spending time with me this morning. I find it to be, or this afternoon, wherever we are. Hi, Doris. I really do treasure our time together. So thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. We have a couple things coming up. First of all, are you getting your show notes, for heaven's sakes? We have people who are telling us how much they love the show notes every single day. And they're really great. After each show, you'll get the notes of what happened for the lesson of the day. And it helps you to put all of this stuff into practice and into play. Hi there, Linda. I love that. And Amber takes really good notes, and she, puts the full quotes in that I'm talking about, all of it. And she does an amazing show, amazing job with everything. Hi, Joanne and Martha. Good to see you. Anyway, that's really fun. And so you can get that by just going to savingdinner.com. Savingdinner.com, you will see the little pop-up there, and that will allow you to get, you'll not only get a menu, we'll give you a menu for the whole thing, but you will also get a bunch of great emails every single day. And we, usually it's only once a day, and it's not every single day of the week, and recipes, all kinds of stuff. And, some good stuff that's going to help you save some money as well. That's what we do. Hi, Anna. Good to see you. I'm glad to be here to brighten your day. And I saw Marguerite earlier too. Good to see you. And I know I've missed people, but believe me, I see all of you, and I know that you're here, and that's enough for me. I appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about what we believe and how it has such effects on our tomorrow. And it makes a difference on how it is that we move the needle in our lives. And that's why I'm talking about being true believers, because at the end of the day, if you don't believe, you're not going to do anything. You won't get anything done that you want to get done. It'll all be on a wish list, not on an action list, not on your to-do list. This is an important mindset piece that I really want to talk about. I think it will help you to see all of that. Another Anna is here, and there's my girl Liz. I just see Liz popping in. Good to see you. On Saturdays, which is Soulful Saturday, we always change the quote of the week. This week's quote is really good. It's an anonymous one. I hope you write it down. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. Read that again. It's from Anonymous. Whatever you're not changing, you are choosing. I just want you to remember something, that you have an active role in your own life. You have a role in your own life, and if you allow things in that you don't want in, you've allowed things in. You made that choice, that decision. So if you want to change, if you want things to look a little bit different than this whole, crazy show that we've had for 2020, and you're looking at 2021 and saying, you know what, that's mine. I'm going to own 2021. Listen on up. I've got some stuff for you that I think is really good. Our Black Friday sale was ridiculous, off the hook, off the chain. You guys came through. You ordered so much stuff. We had to keep ordering. We are still fulfilling some of those orders. Hang in there with us. All of it will be taken care of. All of it is on the way. All of it will be going out next week if it hasn't already gone out. I would say 90% of it has. Some of it just came up short. We got short on the beauty support. But just be patient with us. We have it for you. If you have any questions, send your email in to support@savingdinner.com and we will help you out. And by the way, do you know that we're getting ready to start another sprint, for heaven's sakes? And I'll tell you, this last sprint, I just crushed, kept all the weight off that I lost, and I was really happy about that. Really happy about that. We have a tendency, don't we? Especially with the holidays. The holidays are just always like, here comes the candy, here comes the cake, here comes pie. And I even made a pie this year. I made a pear apple pie, and I used some stevia and everything, and it was delicious. It worked out just fine, but it's not on my normal thing, not on my normal thing. And still, I held my ground, and I was really pleased with that. Very, very pleased. So, we all have to do what works for us. This is why I say you have to customize your plan and get off the carousel of crazy. The carousel of crazy is nuts. Yes, Mary, I do weigh every single day. And I've kept off 4.5 pounds that I lost on the sprint. Kept it off. You know why? Because I eat when I'm hungry. I stop before I'm full, eat to satisfaction, and then that's it. I'm starting to become at peace with leaving stuff on my plate. We don't have a dog. We don't have a dog, but I'm okay with throwing it in the trash. I'd rather waste it that way than put it on my waste. That's how I look at it. You got to do what you got to do. By the way, Jenny just did a fabulous new cup. These are in scarce supply. These Pinkies Up cups, they go out to our folks that order, at least $100 worth of stuff for $5, or if you order $200 worth of stuff, you get it for free. We just put it in there automatically. So you always have this little mindful mug at your service. We've got a bunch of new ones coming too, and we're probably going to get a little bit fancier with it, shall we say, coming up in this new year. So thank you so much for joining me and dropping by. Don't forget to get signed up for our How to Crush the Hot Melt Sprint on next Monday. Super easy to do it. Super easy to do it. All you have to do is go to savingdinner.com/sprint to get yourself signed up. Get signed up for this. And let me just say, the other thing about our webinars, I always do them live. And we always have a nice group of people, and we chat after the end. I answer any questions, and it helps because it gets you to a place so that you are seeing the possibilities. It gets you to a place of complete understanding so that you can start moving the needle in your life the way you want to. If we don't completely understand what it is that we're doing, we are more likely to quit. And that's why we decided to do this webinar. I want you to show up, okay? Go to savingdinner.com/sprint. And if you can't make it on Monday, no big deal. We will send you the replay. But at least you're going to be able to see exactly what this is all about. Why does everybody get all excited about it? You're going to find out about it. It does make a difference. It's a big needle mover. So you've got the notes. You know how to get the notes, right? You know how to get signed up for the sprint. And you know that we have Q&A absolutely every Friday. So send in your questions to support@savingdinner.com. And in that subject line, question for Leanne on Friday. Super simple, whatever it is, nutrition, cooking, food, whatever, I'll help you out, promise. That's what we do. That's what we do. And we don't have a supplement of the week, but we will starting next week. So you can take a look at that. That's always a screaming deal. You know, we like to do that and support you any way that we can. And by the way, to all you who share, thank you. That's just really cool. And by the way, I've got some really good treats coming for those who share. That'll be starting probably next week. You'll see. It's coming to a theater near you. I have somebody who just said, "Hey, can I send you some more of this?" And I said, "Oh, you betcha." I know people who would love it. So what we do is those who share publicly and make a little comment about this, we tally that. And at the end of the week, we send out a little gift. As long as you live here in the United States, we'll be sending it to you. So, cheers. I am going to just be talking about being a true believer in yourself. Being true believers mean that we do have absolute belief in what it is that we are even putting our minds on, what we want to pursue in our lives. Now, I know that sometimes it feels hard and it feels difficult and you think, I just don't, maybe I need to compromise on this, maybe I need this. And I'm going to use my whole experience with getting this house that we just bought putting this exactly into those places, because for me, I started to waver. I started to stay a little bit into the place where, I was just saying, I'm not so much believing anymore. I'm not so much thinking this is the right thing. Maybe I need to change what it is that I want. Maybe it's time to compromise. Maybe it's time to put this thing behind me. And then I looked at my vision board. I looked at my vision board that I made in 2017. And in it, in the left quadrant of the whole board, which takes up more room than anything else, is this picture of a lake with a dock. And I look at it and I say, oh, how much, that's something that I've always wanted. And I've always wanted to, and then I think about, piggybacking all the other things that I've always wanted to do. Started doing them. I've always wanted to have small groups of women over to my home to really help to, put their missions on fire, to put their lives on fire, to help them out. And we do this with our Full Bloom events that a lot of you have been to. We've done this before in the past. I started doing them in 2017, and we've always had a small group of women come. The first time it was small. We had about 4 people. The next time about 7. The next time it doubled, and then we had more and more. And of course, this year we have been unable to do it that way because of COVID. So we've done them remotely. But being able to bring women together has always been my heart, and has always been something that I want. And every time that I do a broadcast, every time that I write something for a blog post or what, I'm talking to one woman. And then I'm talking to somebody that I know is like me, who's in this place of wanting so many things in their lives and wanting to have this big, vibrant, juicy life. But there's things always holding them back, and there's always this doubt. There's always a little bit of a whisper in your in the back of your head saying, well, maybe you just need to tone it down. One of the things that my mother used to always do, God bless her, she'd say, is that enough now, Leanne? She wanted me to tone it down always. I was always a little bit too much for her, but I loved her anyway. And I remember one time when, it was probably one of the last times I took her out to dinner, and she loved sushi. I took her out for sushi, and she said to me, will it ever be enough for you? And I kind of lost it a little bit with her, and I said, Mom, I'm reaching for the stars. Why don't you support me in that? Allow me to have that in my life. You don't need to tap me down. You don't need to tell me no, it's too hard, it's too this, it's too that. You just need to let me go, because I am my own woman, and this is the place that I want to go. And it was at that moment that I realized what I had, and that was a true belief in what I could be, what I could have in my life, and the vibrancy and the moon that I was shooting for. And that's what I want to bring back to you, because we all have stuff that limits us. We all have the people in our lives that try to tap it down, and we're too much for them, and it kind of plays into that true belief, and it makes us feel like, do I really believe? Or am I too much? Or is this too much? But when you can stop that and stop those voices and go back to the core of who you are, go back to the core and start believing and being a true believer in yourself, in your life, in your mission, in your purpose, then you start to circle those wagons right back around. It's really interesting how that all happens. So we have to understand that what we're believing about today will have absolute impact on tomorrow, because what we do is going to always show up. What we do is always going to show up. And today's quote talks about that. Whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. So you can change because you want to choose something different. You can see what you're choosing. You can see what you're doing. You can see what the evidence is that you have in your life and say, it's just not what I want. It's not vibrant enough. It's not enough me. It doesn't express the purpose that I have in my life. It doesn't express the mission that I want. I'm allowing other people to speak for me. I'm allowing other people to take it over there for me. I'm worried about what people are thinking about me. I can't tell you how many years I lived my life like that. And when I gave that up, you know what I gave up? I gave up everybody else and I chose myself. I chose myself over this peanut gallery of people who didn't really, excuse my French, give a damn about me, other than they wanted to interject their thoughts on what I should be doing. You remember how I told you when you change your diet and when you decide that you're going to fast and what have you, that all these people come out of the woodwork telling you you're doing it wrong. The amateur nutritionists, all of a sudden they're saying, no, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. Well, where are you going to get where are you going to get this? And where are you going to, it's ridiculous. And we worry, oh my gosh, what are they thinking about us? And is that even valid, right? Because when you become a true believer in yourself, in your capabilities, and you can stand by them, regardless of the peanut gallery, regardless of the amateur nutritionist, regardless of what everyone else's opinion, and you no longer allow that to affect you, you have become a true believer. And that has a whole heck of a lot of power. And by the way, you are worth this time, and you are worth that power to change the focus of your life. Instead of worrying about what everybody else is thinking about you, right? Because let me just tell you this is the funny part about this whole thing. We get all wrapped up in this, right? This is so funny. Oh, what they're thinking, blah, 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 blah. And they've said something. Well, you should fill in the blank. And then do you think they go home and they're thinking over and over in their head, well, I'm really concerned about Leanne. This is what she should be doing. She shouldn't be doing that. Do you think that they're spending their time thinking about you? No, they drop their bombs and they leave. Come on. This is ridiculous. But this is what we do because we don't have enough true belief in ourselves, is the thing. When we become true believers, we just like, all right, whatever, see ya. And off we go. And we go do our thing. That's where I'm trying to get you today. I'm trying to get you into this lane of the true belief in yourself. Because you have enough of a purpose in your life. God put you here after all. You have enough of a mission in your life because you will find it as you start to seek your purpose, which is always to help others, by the way. When all of these things start to line up, all of this other stuff starts to fall apart. The peanut gallery is something that you just say, whatever. And all the people's comments that they've dropped in your life, you stop, catastrophizing over them. You just let it go. We don't need that stuff anymore. It hasn't had an impact. It's harmed us in the past. But what we can do is say, you know what? Bless your heart. We can bless their hearts right off the table and say, thank you for your concern. I'm working with a nutritionist. Thank you for your concern, but I'm doing X, Y, and Z. You know what? Bless your heart. Thank you. And dismiss them because we need to get to that place. Michael Jordan said, expect things of yourself before you can do them. When you expect things of yourself, that expectation sets up your to-do list, And what does that to-do list do? That to-do list starts to reinforce the fact that you are a true believer in yourself. It starts to feed your beautiful self, that part of you that lines up heart, mind, body, and soul to your mission in life, to your purpose in life. Because it's all about purpose. You know, I always say this, it's not about the size of your jeans or the color of your lipstick. It's about the woman you are. And all you get is this one little vehicle, this body, to take you to the next place. This is what moves you around. And out of gratitude, we move this body. Out of gratitude, we feed it properly. Out of gratitude to God for creating us in the first place, we live purposeful lives as true believers. As true believers. Yes, exactly. Terry says, bless your heart, spoken as a true Southern backhanded compliment. Exactly. And you know what? When the advice starts to roll in, we got to roll it back to them. We got to roll it back. Because strong women are wise women, and wise women speak up for themselves every single time. No one has the right to push you down with their thumb. No one has the right to pop your dreams and to say no. No one does. Not a single solitary soul. So bless their little hearts and get them back into the peanut gallery. They don't have the right to encroach on your life. Okay? And I'm saying this with a burning heart right now because that kind of thing, nope, not happening. Not happening. And you can make that decision anytime you want. Anytime you want. So if you believe you can, odds are that you're going to. That's right. Odds are that you're going to. And as a matter of fact, in Las Vegas, they'll be putting all of their money on black and saying, that woman's going to do it. Watch out. Get out of the way. You need to do this for yourself, for the belief that you have in yourself, and to become true to yourself. Becoming true to yourself is not selfish. Becoming true to yourself is doing God's work because he's put you here on purpose. You get that? If you're here on purpose, that means there is a mission all laid out for you. You can't see it until you're true. You can't see it until that belief system clicks in and starts putting you on the track to start knocking those things out. That's how it works. This is how your heart is on fire for the work that you have in front of you. This is how you love even when it's hard. This is how you believe even when it's really difficult. This is how you become the woman you are meant to be. Wise, strong, a voice in your life. Sarah says, I don't just believe, I've decided. That's right. We talked about that last week. When you flip a belief into a decision, suddenly things become ironclad. Now there's a list of things to do. You know, it's like going to the grocery store and saying, I need a can of tomatoes. It's that simple. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to get in the car. Sometimes you just don't want to make the shopping list. Sometimes you just don't want to. But you do it anyway because you have a mission to complete. Even if it is just the shopping list. Even if it is just going to the grocery store. Even if it is just that something that simple. But that belief in what it is that you have to do and how it starts to complete your mission puts you into the true believer category and starts to flip a lot of stuff that just goes by the wayside because suddenly it shows up and you just see it's just inappropriate. Doesn't need to be here anymore. This is going to get me to mediocrity, not to excellence. This is something I don't want in my life anymore. It becomes that black and white, that resolute, that important, and it stands out like a sore thumb. So, why don't people believe? What is it? I'm going to tell you what it is, and you want to hear this? It's going to hurt. It's because it's easier to just go with mediocrity. It's easier to just go along with the program. It's easier to not want to make waves and not, I don't want the conflict. It's just easier. But you know what that is? That's settling. That's saying, oh, I'm just going to, compromise. That house on the way, it's too much. It's too big. It's too this. It's too that. What is your mission? What is your purpose? What do you see yourself doing? That's the thing that should be guiding you. Not all this chitter chatter that puts you down and puts you into the little place. We talked about growing small. I want you to grow big. I want you to grow bigger into your mission. I want you to grow into your purpose. You can't do that if you don't have a solid belief system. You can't do that if you're not a true believer. The true belief in yourself lines you up with God's purpose for you. lines you up every single time. I've never seen it not work that way. And when you start seeking it, you're going to start finding it. He who seeks will find. And that is a promise. That's a promise. So it's easier not to do it, you know, if you believe that you can't, it's easier not to do it, but that's all half-assery. You know, we've talked about half-assery before. That's just like, nah, not maybe, it's lukewarm, spitting out of your mouth. You've heard that before, right? Why do you want a lukewarm life? Do you want to be at the end of your life and saying, you know, I just kind of did it? Or do you want a life that's on fire, on purpose? And that whatever you're doing, whether you're scrubbing a toilet or doing the laundry, cooking a meal, there's passion involved in there. This is going to be good, healthy food to support my life. This is going to be a clean house for my family. This is going to be something that says something. This is a declarative statement about what I want in my life. True belief all the way. So how do we get there? Do we wait for it to show up on our doorstep? Has anybody ever had that happen where opportunities just knocked on your door and said, hello, I'm here to help you? Or have you just gone after it? Have you said, you know what? I am just going to do this. I am going to go after it. I am going to do this. I'm going to keep the blinders on and go. That is what I did. I finally said, you know, when Mark and I mean, we were having this discussion. Well, what about this and what about that? And I said, my bigger belief is this. I see the retreats that I can hold here. I see all the things around me and all the people around me. I see these women coming in and I see them leaving blessed with friendships, with better lives, on fire for their own life. That's what I see. This is what I can do right here. And this is a place where I see as a stop for our kids. This is where I see us with grandchildren. I see all of these things. That was the belief system. That was the belief system that pivoted all of my decision making on how I wanted to do this. And guess what? The right opportunity showed up at the right time and everything came together. Coincidence or belief? You tell me. So we also have this tendency to, when it gets hard, we quit. And what do wise women do? Wise women never quit on themselves, ever. Wise women make a decision for themselves that this is what they're going to go after, this is what they're going to do, and when it gets hard, they're going to lean in just as hard. And I have seen over and over and over again, women completely transformed before my very eyes because of this. When you do this, and when you go after it like that, and you do it and you never quit, you become wise beyond all recognition, and you have a burning desire in your heart to have this life of vibrancy like never before. And it just changes everything. So Les Brown, boy, he had a great quote. He was talking about, you know, a lot of people will, and I wish I had the quote in front of me, but what he said is in essence was that a lot of people will think about, knock on the door of their dream, and when nobody answers, they'll go away and that's it. Well, I call it ding-dong ditching your dream. You remember playing ding-dong ditch when you were a kid? You'd go and you'd knock on the door and then you'd run and you'd go hide. Do we hide from our dreams like that? Do we knock on the door of what our dreams are and then we go and hide out of fear? Do we go and hide because we're scared of the enormity of what that dream might be? Or we don't think that we've got what it takes, or we don't feel whatever it is. We have to stop ding-dong ditching our dreams, because our dreams are there for us to embrace. Our dreams are there to take us to the next level of our lives. Our dreams spur on this vibrancy, spurring on the vibrancy. Sarah said, letting go of perfectionism has helped me not to quit. We let go of perfectionism and we hold on to excellence is what we do, because we recognize that what perfectionism does is sets us up for failure, in paralysis, and never being able to go forward. It has to be just right. Well, excellence shows us that if we just give it a little bit, just do a little bit and start on that path of a little bit, that little bit makes us feel better. And that excellence starts a circle and it starts a cycle. And that excellence helps us to see things in a whole different light. Our perspectives change and our lives do too. And guess what? The ripple effect is we get to take people with us. The ripple effect is we get to impact others as well. So the other thing is we don't set it up. We don't set up our expectations. We have no plan, no idea, no nothing on how to do it. Well, one of the things that you can do is to redeem your time is to set up like a time block page and see what's going on here. We're going to talk about that in the alignment assignment, but you've got to keep living the life like you are. And if you keep living the life that you are now, you're going to keep getting the results that you've been getting. And if that isn't what you want, then things have got to change. And if you start from the place of being a true believer in yourself, in your dreams, in the goals that you've set, nothing's going to stand in your way, because that belief has with it, it's got all the emotion behind it, it's got the excitement behind it, and it's got a goal in mind. It's got a vision, and there's all kinds of stuff behind that. That's the thing that lights gasoline on all of these dreams. So here's your alignment assignment. How do we fix this? That if we've got these issues, that we're just not true believers yet. Well, I'm going to get you to that place, and if you take this stuff seriously, that's going to be a checklist for you to get on with it and get into the place of being a true believer. Number one is you need a mindset makeover. We need to be looking for the excellence and not the perfectionism. We just started talking about that when Sarah made her comment. It's absolutely true. Perfection is not on this side of glory, ever. You're not going to see it. It doesn't exist. What does exist is the pursuit of excellence. And when we pursue that, that's when we can start getting excited. Because now, not every jot and tittle needs to be in order, but instead, there is this desire that's pushing the ball down the field. And you'll see the big time difference. And I'm just saying, that's a shampoo, rinse, repeat. You keep doing that and keep doing that, it becomes habit. And as it becomes habit, things start to level up. Number two is get serious. Get serious with what it is that you believe, because strong belief attracts success. And that strong belief is a true belief. It's a belief in yourself. It's a belief in what you want is good and right. It's a belief that as you do this, that you are not only going to change your life, you're going to change others around you. This is your purpose, put here by God. You understand that, right? You have been designed to be here right now on this earth on purpose. On purpose. And when you can see that and grasp that you are a part of the solution, not the problem, you're going to start looking at your life in a completely different way and going a completely different way. No belief attracts failure and reinforces. Okay? When you have no belief, that attracts failure and it reinforces that new belief system. That no belief system is not going to work for you, ever. We can't not have beliefs. We have to create them. And we have to create that true belief in ourselves. I can do this because. And looking back on past successes, I've done this before, I can do this again. Start there. And number three is you got to think for yourself. Hello? We oftentimes abdicate the responsibility for our whole lives to spouses, to children, to careers, to whatever. We abdicate our lives. That means we abdicate the sovereignty that we have in our own lives. We are no longer the king, the queens of our lives because we've just allowed somebody else to take it over. Well, I'm asking you today, sister, to stand up for your life, to stand up for your purpose, and to have a voice in your own life and make that your declarative statement. When we do that, we move the needle in our lives. When we do that, we're still kind, sweet, and all the rest of it. We don't have to be absolute shrews in our lives and scream from the rooftop, I'm gonna do this, and pound our chest like King Kong. We can still do this without upsetting anyone. We just allow them to know in a very kind way that this is the trajectory of my life. This is the purpose that I have. This is what I'm going to do. And then the fourth thing is we have to act as if, because when we act as if, then we will act as we do. Our doing suddenly becomes the thing and not just a bunch of talk. Because without action, it's just all a bunch of yip, yap, oh, I'm gonna. Are you? Nobody's gonna do anything. We need to get to the place of actually doing something and making that decision and making that choice. When we start to do that, we vividly imagine that the emotion gets behind it, we see the vision of our lives, and we start steamrolling it down the path to that. That will come to pass. That's your attraction point. And number 5, Darren Hardy said this. He was the editor of Success Magazine. He also wrote a really good book called The Compound Effect. And he says, you cannot see what you don't believe in. And I'm asking you to see. I'm asking you to have this vivid vision for your life and understand that you are purposeful, that you are put here by God himself. And for you to have true belief in yourself is to grasp the mission from God and his purpose too. And to say, I believe, I will do, and I will become. This is how we evolve into the wise women that we're called to be. And I know without a shadow of my doubt that when we start to see this and we no longer compromise those things and see our mission and see our purpose, that everything will start to fall into place beautifully. It's amazing how it does that. Just by coincidence, I guess. Or maybe divine design. That's what I think. I hope that was helpful for you. Start being a believer in yourself, a true believer. Because I know without a shadow of a doubt, you're here for a reason. You're here on purpose. And you were designed to be here right now at this time. Grab this message and do something with it, will you? That will make me thrilled and happy. And if there's any way that I can help you, just reach out and let me know. I'm here for you. I appreciate you too, by the way, very much. Thank you so much for being a part of my life. And I will see you on Monday for Motivational Monday. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.